Good morning, everybody. I'm here today on day 11 of SLC's lockdown countdown and introducing to you Lorna Curry. Good morning, Lorna.
Hi, Gill. Lovely to see you.
And you. It's been far too long since we caught up in person. So Lorna and I go back a really long way, and Lorna's career in the travel industry spans over 20 years in various different product roles. And I've personally been really inspired that Lorna has set up her own business in 2020. So Lorna, tell us a little bit about your journey this year.
So at the end of last year, things were looking really positive for Australia and New Zealand. We were really hopeful that 2020 was going to be a fantastic year. Then after dealing with the bushfires, obviously COVID came into play. And unfortunately for me, but completely understandably, my role then became redundant in August of this year. But for quite a while, I've been thinking about doing some form of copywriting. It's the part of my job that I've, apart from the travel side of things, obviously, the bit that I've always really enjoyed. And I was just thinking that with the way things have gone this year, there would possibly be a requirement for companies who have sadly lost members of their team that need an ad hoc support base for it could be really little things. It could be things like blogs or website updates, e-newsletters, that sort of thing. But also for me, it was a really positive thing to keep me involved in an industry that has sort of been my life for the last 20 years. And I just wasn't really ready to let go of it.
No, well, I can completely understand that. I think everybody who works in travel has that real draw to travel. Obviously, it's great that you'll be working across the travel pillar, but are you seeing that there might be opportunities within other industries as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. I mean, it's very early days for the business, but I have had interest from a couple of companies that are very loosely travel related, but actually what they need me to do for them isn't based on the travel side of the business, and I think it could be a stepping stone into something bigger. Hopefully, that's the plan anyway.
Oh, well, I think it's really inspirational. So big congratulations on the launch of that business. Everyone's had to adapt and innovate this year, but what else has caught your eye across the industry that do you think's been a good innovation for 2020?
I think the way we've all adapted to communicating via technology. Technology, we can all say technology can be the bane of our lives sometimes, but thank goodness for the capabilities that we've got, because we've been able to keep in touch with people. We can do things like this. It's not the same as meeting for a glass of wine and having a hug, but it's still almost the same as face-to-face contact. And I think for me locally, where I live is quite rural. So seeing the way pubs have evolved and offering home delivery services and virtual pub quizzes, and sort of the local community spirit where there's WhatsApp groups so that people who were more vulnerable or shielding could still make sure they were heard and get the things that they needed, even if it was just somebody to walk past the house and wave through the window at them, so they were getting that daily contact. And I've been quite inspired by the way people have very quickly adapted to something that was such a complete unknown situation to us.
Yeah. And let's hope that sense of community continues long into the future from this pandemic. So last question, I know you're a huge fan of Australia. Is Australia going to be the answer? If you could go anywhere, where would you be jetting off to?
Gill, I think you know me well enough. Australia would always be top of my list if there was opportunity to get on an aeroplane. However, I have to say, we had a long weekend in Paris planned for the end of August with my daughter and friends.
Mm-hmm.
It was much to look forward to, and we had to cancel it literally within 3 days of our departure date. So that would probably be the first place. If we could reinstate that trip, that would be my first port of call. swiftly followed, of course, by Australia.
yeah, baby steps first, and then Australia as soon as we possibly can.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I really hope that Paris happens for you early in 2021. Lorna, well done on launching your own business. Congratulations. Best of luck with the new venture, and I'll look forward to catching up with you next year.
Thanks, Jill. It was lovely to talk to you.
And you. Bye now.
Bye.